Are we ready? I think people are still streaming in. We'll give them some time. Hi, everyone. A warm welcome to Aspire for Her. Warm welcome to Returnity.
Yes, Ruchita. Okay, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. I see some of our old members. Welcome, everybody. Would you like to introduce yourself in the chat box? Let us know from where you are. It would be good to know. I can see a few names. There is Pragya, Rima Kaushik, Revati. Would you like to introduce and tell us from where you're joining for today's session? Sonali is from Pune. Fantastic, Sonali. Oh, we have Chennai also, Nalini. Hi, Rima. Sudha is also from Mumbai. Wow, we have people joining from all over. Lovely to see everybody. Trivandrum. Hi, Sunita. Sunita is one of our old members. She's always there. She's a very good ambassador of Aspire for Her. Hi, Rupali. Great. I see NPCI is very well known all over, and we have people from all over joining in. That's lovely to know. Okay, I'll get started. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome once again to an interesting session from Aspire for Her. Not just a session, but a session with an opportunity. I am Ruchita. I'm the Chief Growth Officer at Aspire for Her, and most of you today from Aspire for Her community know me. As you are aware, Aspire for Her has a mission and vision of getting 1 million women in the workforce by 2025. We do it using the power of communities and networks, and our return to work is one of our most engaging community. But we also started with our last community, which is the 18th community that we launched. It was the Global FinTech Women in partnership with NPCI, and it was launched here in Mumbai on the 6th of September. What was different about the launch? It was a closed room event. And this closed room event had some of the best and the biggest women leaders who were passionate about seeing more women in the field of fintech. What did they decide at this closed room? While they looked at getting more women in fintech, it was also about coming forward and looking how we can get more opportunities. This is a unique partnership, the first global one for Aspire for Her. And over the coming weeks, there is a lot of action that's going to happen at Aspire for Her. So keep following us, stay tuned. NPCI clearly is a thought leader in the space, and hence we have the global fintech women community that is there. As we move on to the session, I'm going to announce a few housekeeping rules. Please stay attentive because there is a very interesting quiz and you don't want to miss out on the questions to know more about NPCI. As usual, we would request you to keep yourselves engaged through the chat. And if there are any questions, they are definitely going to be answered and will be coming up towards the end. We are all on this session in an online mode. And in case there are some issues, kindly bear with us. We are trying our best to make it as seamless as possible. I'd like to welcome Anu Ramakrishnan, Subrata Barisal, Tanya Gangopadhyay, and Anjali Rawat to the platform of Aspire for Her. This is our first event after the launch that we have. And of course, I'd now like to introduce my mentor, Madhura Dasgupta Sinha, the CEO and founder of Aspire for Her, to share a few words. None of us need an introduction from Madhura, but yes, it's always great to hear her. So Madhura, I'm cutting down the introduction of yours and requesting you to share a few words with the community and make them inspired. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A really warm welcome to the NPCI team. We've had the pleasure of working with them for the past few months, and it has been an amazing experience for us. Not just because this is a team of extremely talented professionals, and we have the HR team here represented by 4 very dynamic leaders, but also because NPCI is actually changing the fintech ecosystem of the country, and if I may say so, the world. I don't know whether this is part of your quiz questions, but I'm going to tell you the kind of numbers that NPCI is driving to completely revolutionize the world of fintech in India. Today, none of us go out with cash anyway. Today, there are more than 10 billion transactions happening in a month through UPI and allied platforms. And at the front and center of that entire excitement, at the front and center of that action is NPCI. And we are so proud and so privileged to bring to our community the opportunity to work with an organization like NPCI. And that too, this is not an ordinary opportunity. It is an opportunity only meant for returnees. And what I truly love about the organization, the culture, and the kind of work that they do is that they want to do it by leading with example. The Global FinTech Women Community that we launched, that's our 18th community, yes, was actually meant to be like an ecosystem transformation instrument. And that's what it's going to be. So NPCI is not only going to look at women, more women in fintech within itself, but they will transform the mindsets of all the fintech players in the country because they are in a position to do so. And they have the willingness and the passion to do so. And that's what makes this so exciting. All of you being at the center of action, all of you being at the center of changing and revolutionizing the fintech landscape of the country. That's what this opportunity truly offers for you. So I hope that you will ask lots of questions. I hope that you will dip your toes into this conversation, into this rare conversation with the four leaders here, and also embrace the concept of returnity. It's a beautiful name. And, I would love to thank my friend Tanya for thinking of this beautiful name and the entire NPCI team. Once again, a warm welcome to all of you to Aspire for Her. Clearly, this is going to be the first of many appearances that you will make here. And this is going to be the first of many journeys that we undertake together to change the diversity equation of our country as we add 1 million women to the workforce by 2025. Thank you very much, and let's get started.
Thank you, Madhura. That has been quite the energized start of the day. So before we jump into the content, are we ready for some fun? We have got few quiz questions for you. And we all know that it is a Friday afternoon and weekend is just around the corner. Let's have some fun first, and then we will delve into the content. So the questions are going to come on the screen and you write your answer on the chat box. What does NPCI stand for? Parisha, tell me, how are the questions? Are they right?
Yeah, most of the answers are right. Options.
Okay, we see the answer then. So National Payments Corporation of India. We go to the next question. Lovely to see all our the enthusiasm in giving the answer. Farisha, how is it coming?
Yeah, most of them are putting the right answer only.
Fantastic. Tanya, let's see the answer. So, facilitating digital payments and settlement systems. That's the primary objective of NPCI. We move to the next. Which organization regulates and oversees the operations of NPCI? Is this sounding a bit tough? Parisha, let me know when we stop and go to the next.
Yeah, you can put the answer now. Most of them put the answers are A. Let's see the answer. Some B options are also coming.
Let's go to the next. The answer. Wow. Tanya.
Looks like the presentation.
Yes, Reserve
Yes,
Bank.
it's working.
Most have given the right answer. Okay. This is something that, let's see how the answer is coming. Great.
Yeah,
Great.
D is coming and some A, B are also I can see, but most of them put D as the option.
We are today with a very, very, knowledgeable audience. This shows. We see the answer. Please go back. Yes. Go to the next, please.
Almost all put true as the option.
Fantastic. Yes, yes. This is, I think we have got almost everything correct. Someone is putting T, and I think our participants list also is going up, 73 now. Okay. Fantastic. So had fun? I'm sure you had. So hello and welcome everyone. Once again, I'm Nilanjana Basu. I'm a pharma professional with more than 26 years of experience. As I worked with organizations like Dabur, Alembic, Piramal, and Lupin, quality assurance, validation, training being my core interest areas, I'm your host for today. I resonated with Aspire for Her for the noble purpose that it has, and that got me associated with it. Without further ado, let me introduce you to the eminent speakers that we have today. They will walk you through NPCI as an organization, their initiatives, and their life journey. I don't want to be a spoiler for the interesting session ahead. I will talk about the speakers. The first one, Anu Ramakrishnan, who is the head of transformation, planning and design, HR Center of Excellence. Anu is a mother of two with a strong interest in writing love stories and traveling around the world. Anu joined NPCI back in 2019 to create, I mean, this is something like, she thought when she joined NPCI that she is going to create similar passionate success stories at her workplace, similar to her hobbies. She has been leading the organization's design and transformation piece at the NPCI through focused strategic HR interventions. It will be a delight listening from you, Anu. Our next speaker is Tanya Gangopadhyay, my ex-colleague. She's a senior lead HR transformation and OD. at NPCI. Tanya is a seasoned strategic HR professional with over 12 years of experience. She's a dedicated parent and a passionate dancer. Her journey in HR has been marked by numerous accomplishments, while her role as a parent has added depth and empathy to her perspective. When she is not shaping HR strategies, you can find Tanya expressing her creativity and passion through dance. With a unique blend of professional expertise and personal fulfillment, Tanya is a well-rounded individual poised to excel in both her professional and personal pursuits. Looking forward to hear from you, Tanya. The next one, Subrata Barisal, who is the Senior Lead Relationship Management in NPCI. Subrata has started her career in NPCI a decade back, when NPCI was just taking the initial steps of laying the foundation. And she has been a part of product development, business strategy unit, business development, and relationship management. Subrata is a very, very creative person. She loves sketching and painting, and she is also trained in classical Odissi dance. Because she is such a creative person, that shows clearly why she is in the part of product development. Anjali, our next speaker, is she's a senior lead in marketing innovation at NPCI. You are going to hear a very inspiring story from her. She joined NPCI back in 2015 as a product manager. She has always been, as she says, that has been a fan of NPCI. And it happened that she joined NPCI and started her career in the finance domain. She has been also a part of product development, relationship management, and startup engagement. She loves photography and travel. With this initial introduction, I hand it over to Anu for walking us through NPCI and its association. Over to you, Anu.
Hi, Nilantana, and the entire team from Aspire from her, and my lovely ladies from the NPCI team. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming together and putting up this webinar, and a very warm welcome to all the participants who have joined us today. And we are looking forward to interacting with you as much as you are looking forward to interacting with us. I'll try to keep this brief and probably focus more on making this two-way interaction. So please use the chat option very frequently if at all you have any questions. Even if you want to ask them right now, that's absolutely okay. We'll figure out a way to answer them as we go along. So talking about NPCI, now, what should I say? NPCI has been creating wonders right across the Indian payment domain and the entire ecosystem. And we are very proud that we are now even going global and having wonderful declarations and announcements at global scale across various countries. You would have, if you are following NPCI, which I see many of you are doing, basis your responses on the quiz, we thought we are making it slightly difficult, but your responses told us probably we need to increase the scale higher going forward. So I'm sure you're following the latest development. UPI is, I'm sure everybody on the panel and everybody that you all know of has been extensively using UPI. Of course, a lot of credit to our teams in the product development and relationship management and the entire innovation team to making this product, bringing it to the market and making it such a huge success. But if I talk about a brief history of NPCI, if we can move on to the next slide. So NPCI is an organization which has been created as not-for-profit company, and it was set up under the initiative of RBI as an initiative to bring all the major banks together and create a clearinghouse, which would act as the intermediary across various banks and enable the digital payment systems and the entire development program that RBI and the government had planned for the nation. So that's how initially we started. So it was a group of 10 major banks, major national banks, and then story kept developing and we kept progressing. Now you see we are presently 66 partners as shareholders of NPCI, but the initial concept or the motto or the objective of the organization continues, that we are a public good organization created for enabling digital payment systems at a national scale. We are very proud of the purpose that this whole objective provides to each and every individual of the organization. We can see our contributions leading to large scale impact at national level. And like I said, almost all of us and everybody that we know are using multiple NPCI products, not just one. UPI is our flagship product, most popular, most happening. But there's a slew of product that NPCI has been innovating and bringing to the market, right from IMPS, from where we started innovating, to NETC. I think there's a next slide which talks about all the products. We started the RuPay card scheme, and our own app team, and various others, NACH, CTS. I probably would take a lot of time if I start explaining each and every product here, but I will try to keep the focus to the session. And we'll be more than happy if any one of you has any specific questions around any specific product. Maybe we can take it through chat or subsequently on offline. Yes, moving on. That has been kind of our growth journey. So we were conceptualized in 2008 when this whole conception from RBI and the Indian Bank Association came into existence. And then 2009 is when we got together, and the operation started late 2009, early 2010. And then over the years, multiple products have been added to the business line, multiple growth stories. Internally, we call ourselves the third version of NPCI 3.0. So we started as a clearinghouse, and then we started transforming with the innovation of UPI and how it started changing the entire digital landscape in India. And now our 3.0 journey, where we are enabling ourselves as a deep tech organization, and we hear a lot of coverage in the media, especially for the kind of wonders that our products are doing. And in the process, I think now people have also started talking about NPCI as an employer. Typically, we were more popular for our products rather than the name of the organization, which is probably the right way it should be. But now people have started seeing the organization behind these products, and we hope this story continues. And I think Madhura mentioned the kind of numbers that we have been making every month. We have crossed 10 billion transactions in a month, and we still are not satisfied. We still not seem to be done. We have many more aspirations, and that's where these aspirations brings us to you, where we are looking for many more talented people to join the organization and keep contributing to this whole success story in many folds in future as well. Moving on to the next slide. So yeah, like I said, the whole objective is to create a less cash society and have more focus on digital payments, enabling the entire population. And that's what we have been doing as an organization. And like I said, recently we've started talking about the organization behind all these innovations and the whole revolution that we have started creating at the national scale, and that's where NPCI is. It's talking about the whole employee value proposition that we have for our current and prospective employees, and this is how we have articulated what we have to offer basis the kind of experience that we provide to our employees. So our employee value proposition is called Together We Build, and we are very proud of architecting the way India and the world transacts, powered by our people. These are the force behind everything that you see in media. It's all achieved because of our people who are very, very passionate about learning and extremely proud to be building the future of technology and creating an impact at a national scale, as well as now going global as well. And this whole employee value proposition is based on three pillars, three core pillars. So like I said, Together We Build, and that colorful cube that represents our Together We Build philosophy. So this whole philosophy is built on three core pillars. Like I said earlier, our immense pride in the kind of purpose we have as an organization and as individuals, and the kind of contributions, impact we all can see. Even being in HR department, I'm not part of the direct business line, but the kind of interventions and processes that we do has an impact on employees, and that leads to the impact they create in business and technology. And we can actually go back and talk to our families how they are experiencing, even though they are not part of the organization. And that gives a lot of us a lot of motivation to come back to the office the next day because of the huge impact that we are creating. The second pillar is all about learning. So like I said in our employee value statement, we are a group of people who are very, very passionate about building. And building is not a one-time effort or one-time event. It's not that UPI is created and now we have arrived in life. So we need to keep developing our own skills, our own skill sets, our capability to ensure that we are ahead of the curve today as well as in future. And that's where the strong focus on individual development, individual skill development, capabilities, and there are numerous interventions across the organization designed to enable employees into reskilling or deep skilling such that they remain abreast with the latest in the market. And the third pillar, last but not the least, is the promise of offering the kind of roles where employees work on latest technologies, creating products which are highly innovative, platforms which provide services that are not seen or heard of by anyone across the ecosystem, and create a future for the organization as well as themselves. We strongly believe in the cliche that join us not for the job, but for a career. And even when you move out of NPCI, like it said for our NRIs, that you can leave India, but India never leaves you, and it's always in your heart. Similar is the philosophy for us, for our current, our ex, as well as our prospective employees. This touch of NPCI, once it's there with you, it's there forever. You may be a current employee or you may move on with future opportunities in your life, but the kind of impact that you would have created for the organization and the impact the organization would have created for you would be with you for all your life. And that's all this whole employee value proposition is all about. We are very, very, very proud about this offering, and we believe that there's a strong and a large set of population out there with whom we connect, with whom we relate in terms of this employee value proposition, and we are all waiting to have such people join us and create more wonders in the organization. Moving on with the presentation, I think we have a short video here on Together We Build, and we would like to play that for all of you. Let's get the video on. I just chat if you can hear the sound. So that was Together We Build for all of you. We hope you like the video. It's all available on our website and our social media handles. But moving on with the topic here, and I see some of the questions coming in on the chat and on the question and answer. Ladies, we will answer all these questions. That's why we are all here. So allow us a little time, and we will cover them in the course of next few minutes. Next slide. It's right. Very quickly, like you might have picked up by now, basis Madhura's talk and Ruchita and Lanjana, diversity, equity, inclusion is very, very important for us and has been a key focus area under HR that we are driving at NPCI, and fortunately, a very, very, very supportive leadership team here who have been enabling this whole process at the organization, not just for women, but the entire ecosystem. And you can see on the slide the framework that we have created, right from onboarding diversity within the organization, and then ensuring how they are integrated and how they are creating a belongingness and creating success stories, thereby creating impact at organization scale. Next slide, please. And like Madhura and Ruchita mentioned, here's a glimpse of the Global FinTech Committee that we launched very, very recently, just last month, as part of our Global FinTech Festival. And very, very passionate and interesting group of women got together, and we are trying to do our bit, not just at the organization NPCI, but for the entire FinTech community. And today is one of those steps to bringing this whole aspiration and this whole objective into a reality. And let's see how successfully we turn this around with the help of all of you who are here on the webinar today. Right, I think the next part is getting into some of the specifics, which many of you have been waiting for. So I'll invite my colleague Tanya to take it forward from here.
Thank you so much, Anu. And thank you all for being here today. It's truly amazing to see such a diverse and enthusiastic audience gathered here to discuss a topic of a great importance, empowering women who are on a career break and want to return to the corporate world. So in today's fast-paced, ever-evolving professional landscape, we recognize that individuals may take career break for various reasons, sometimes probably for the family, for some personal commitments. However, we feel that this break doesn't diminish the skills, the aspiration, and potential of those, of those women. So the initiative we are here to discuss aims to tap into the wealth of talent and provide an avenue for women to reignite their career. Before I talk about the program in detail, I just want to mention here that the importance of this initiative cannot be overstated. And it's not only a matter of equality, but also a strategic decision by us, by our organization NPCI, to harness the diverse perspective and the talents across levels. By providing a supportive environment for women returning to the workforce, we can also benefit from their unique experience, fresh insights, and problem-solving abilities. And here we introduce Returnity. So what does this program entail? To talk about, it's a multifaceted approach that includes various aspects such as mentorship, upskilling opportunities, and supportive communities. And more so, it is a path to come back to the corporate world. Let's understand more about the process. As we mentioned in all the communication, the duration of this program is a 6-month fixed-term engagement with NPCI. It is like an internship with us. And of course, an opportunity to become an on-roll opportunity post 6 months basis the performance and selection process of NPCI. Job location, predominantly in Mumbai, since it's a pilot for us as well. We just thought of doing it in Mumbai, but we have our presence in Chennai and Hyderabad as well. And eventually, we will extend this opportunity to other locations. Educational qualification, since we are a tech organization, and as Anu mentioned, that we want to become a deep tech organization, and that's NPCI 3.0. So we are looking at people who are joining us to be with a little bit of tech understanding. And therefore, for the tech roles that we are offering under Returnity, we want people who are in a BTech and BE. But for non-tech roles, this is preferred. BE and BTech is preferred. However, any after graduation or a post-graduation degree are also welcome. The roles will be an individual contributor role to start with. The 6 months will be an individual contributor role. And as I mentioned, after 6 months, basis the performance in the selection process of NPCI, the returnees will be absorbed. Currently, the working model that we will be following will be a hybrid working model. It will be a 2 days per week as work from home basis. And the discretion of the reporting manager, then we can we can extend it to further. But right now, it's because the other organizations are moving away from this work from home model. We are also believing in that. But to start with, this is an opportunity. And the applicable leaves that you will be getting, 2 leaves per month will be provided in the first 6 months. And after that, basis, again, that you become an on-roll employee or a part of NPCI on-roll team, then you will follow all the policies of NPCI. And the stipend is, of course, it's as per the roles and levels that we decide, and that can be discussed later on once the processes start. So this is typically the process that we are looking at. If you have any question, I can see a lot of questions coming up in chat box. And I think as per the flow of the event, Nilanjana, we are going to take those questions at the end, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So, so this is it from the returnity process standpoint. And so my urge will be, if you're considering returning to the workforce, we invite to be a part of this movement. Together, we can create a more inclusive and diverse corporate world and be a part of Deep Tech, NPCI 3.0 Deep Tech organization. Over to you, Nilanjana. Thank you so much. And we'll take up the questions a little later. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Anu. Thank you, Tanya. While Anu gave the entire NPCI holistically, she kind of, as if she was sketching, I could see it. The visualization has been so powerful. And Tanya for providing all the details. And I am sure that people got a lot of clarity on the NPCI, the Returnity program overall. Before we move to the next, I will request Parisha to run a poll because I can see that there are 122 and the numbers are rising participants here. So let's join the poll first and then we will move forward. Parisha, let me know when we move forward.
Ten more seconds, I am ending the poll.
Sure.
Nilanjana, I'll share the result with you, or can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably we work on it at the back end and then share.
Okay.
Okay.
Poll is done.
Thank you, Parisha. So our next speaker is Subrata, whom I have already introduced. I have given all the details. Over to you, Subrata.
Thank you, Nilanjana. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Subrata, as Nilanjana introduced. I work here as the Senior Relationship Manager for the private banks. While Anu spoke of how employees are the most valuable players for NPCI, I'm here to share my experience, my journey as an employee in NPCI so far. So I joined NPCI as an associate, as a fresher with no clue of what payments was. And in my mind, I was joining my first full time job, my primary objective, learn as much as you could in maybe 2 years and then bag a better job and switch. How little did I know that I've actually signed up to be a part of a much larger dream that would one day make India the superpower of digital payments. And here I am still with NPCI for more than 10 years now. Like I said, I joined National Payments Corporation of India with zero knowledge of what payments was. But I was fortunate enough to be in an organization that actually understands the value of skill development. And so we had enough trainings from various industry experts, both internal as well as external, to help me and my fellow colleagues who had also recently joined at the time understand the payments landscape and products. I was also assigned a buddy who had already spent some time in the organization to not only guide me at work, but in fact, she was kind enough to help me understand and go through, guidance in case I needed a personal help because I just shifted to Mumbai at the time. While I clearly had immense learning opportunities here, the only apprehension in my mind, like every young management graduate, was about the growth opportunities. Well, NPCI surprised me on this aspect. While we still hear about inequalities in the society, NPCI always has been a place of equal opportunities with absolutely no gender bias, at least. In fact, I work in a department or a team where about 53% of my team consists of women. So, right from conscious effort from our HR representatives like Anu and Tanya to ensure diversity in hiring, within the company we have an active community with WhatsApp group, etc. We have grand Women's Day celebration and whatnot. Our role models being we have role models who are women at CXO levels, not within only in NPCI but even in our group companies. In fact, coming back to equal opportunities, I have been promoted thrice in 7 years. I mean, is there really anything else I could ask for? Well, actually, yes. There was a phase in my life where I was actually considering quitting my job or taking a break. This was just post my marriage, being a completely career focused individual throughout. I actually struggled in balancing the additional responsibilities and expectations at home while remaining career focused at work. Also, at the time, I remember my mother, who lives alone in Orissa, wasn't keeping very well in terms of health. I was extremely confused, conflicted, and kept trying to, kind of live up to everyone's expectation, and somehow felt like I was failing at the time. So I decided one fine day that I may, maybe quit for some time. However, I was fortunate enough to have enough support within NPCI. So I ended up having a conversation with my manager, with my HOD. And not only did I receive some very wise advices, but I was provided unimaginable support from everyone, including my manager, my peers, my team, and also from the management as well as the HR. Right from being kind and considerate in giving me the option to work from my home time during the period where my mom was not well, to the flexible timing policy that actually helped me cope up with my added responsibilities at home post marriage. I don't think I could have had a smoother transition in my life had I been somewhere else. Now, even during pandemic, the kind of support received from NPCI actually had my family, in fact, later insist on me not leaving the organization. When I and my husband were down with COVID, all our tests were coordinated by NPCI and were in fact sent groceries for an entire month so we don't have to worry about it. And not to forget the support in terms of right medical assistance from the doctor that our company actually arranged to ensure proper diagnosis, precaution, recovery support to employees during a time when most of us were otherwise overwhelmed with the kind of information and misinformation through various sources. All this really actually made my workplace my second home, NPCI my second family, and it's a privilege that I'm getting this opportunity to speak about my experience here. And with that, I would like to hand over to Nilanjana.
Thank you, Subrata. That is fantastic. And I can see, I don't know whether you could see the kind of claps and emojis, the heart signs that are coming up and the what people are writing also. So fantastic. Thank you very much. So before we proceed to the next, Farisha, can you show the poll results very quickly.
You can see the screen, Nilendra. Is my screen visible? Is that poll
Yes.
result visible?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, it's a mixed population. I can see like 15% in 0 to 2 years and 5% more than 20 years, and the rest are a blend of in between population. Okay. And what about the next one?
It is just the down of the which of the following describes you best. 69% are on a career break, 6% are fintech, and 19 non-fintech, and 5% are freshers, 1% student.
Okay, great. That gives a lot of insight, you know. And I also saw that people loved the initial quiz that we have, and we have another set of quiz, this time on fintech. Tanya, will you please play it?
Yes, just give me a minute.
Yes, this time it is on fintech. Let's see how people fare. Exciting. Absolutely. Let's go to the next. Of course, of course. Let's go to the next. We are actually a bit of, you know, less on time. Go to the next, please. Yeah. This is difficult. Let's see. This is difficult. Of course, there will be some difficult question in the exam. Yes, yes, yes. There are some. Show the answer, please. Not A, not C. Go to the next. Yes. This is, I'm sure, everyone will be able to. You know, your creditors cannot be, of course. Let's show the answer. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. The last one. This is very interesting. What fintech innovation is commonly used in split restaurant bills amongst friends? We have a knowledgeable audience. Next. Okay, let's show the answer. Thank you for your participation. Now we will move to the next. Anjali, over to you. I know we are putting you under time pressure, but talk about it. Everyone is waiting to hear from you. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you guys, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my story. And today I'm here to talk about my journey with NPCI, especially after maternity break. And I see a lot of people, join back, and they don't even join back after maternity break. So it's very difficult to join back work after maternity break. And I myself was in that position 1 year back. And during the maternity time, I used to think whether I'll be able to join work or not. And, I somehow gave up that, it was very difficult for me to manage, especially when I did not had any support from my family side, and I'm staying it's just me and my husband. So I was a little skeptical whether I'll be able to join back or not. So I used to read a lot of articles, motivational articles, and and the female force who are going to join back, what are the challenges a working women faces. So I used to read a lot about that, and trust me, the statistics was really depressing. So around 70% female force were bound to leave their jobs after maternity, and also those who returned back, who chose to return back, after 4 months of joining back the office, they had to leave. This was really a very sad to hear that statistics. And honestly, what I feel, as a working woman, we have many exits in our career and we have very few entries. So when I say many exits, it could be pregnancy, it can be childbirth, or you have to take care of your child, or it can be because of you don't have enough support your family, or you don't have a supportive environment to work with. And these exits are perhaps the most serious issue we as a women face in corporate world. And maternity break is always considered as it's always often considered as that you're not going to come back and you are going to quit your work. Also, if I tell about my story, I was a COVID positive mother. When I was about to deliver my baby, I got positive. So it was a difficult time for me, and my child was separated from me. I couldn't hold my child when I gave birth to him because I was positive. So it was really tough for me from the beginning itself. And I somehow gave up. I thought maybe I'll not be able to join work. So somehow I managed, and my maternity break was getting over, and I was thinking whether I should join or not. Also, one good thing happened to me, and I was very surprised that during this maternity leave period, I was considered for the role progression exercise. And honestly, I did not imagine that I'll be able to make through. And I thought, okay, it's okay. I got promoted as mother this year, so it's okay. Even if I don't get promoted, that's okay. It's okay. I am already promoted. So somehow I, convinced myself, and I know, like, my child was in another room and I was giving my role progression interview that time. And it was so unexpected to see the result that, yeah, I got promoted. So I'm really thankful that, my potential was being considered, and management had trust on my capabilities, and they expect me to come back. Having said that, it was actually difficult to come back, because you have this, as a new mother, you have fear.
Did we lose her?
Of leaving your child, how are you going to live on? You're promoted or charged. Easy, right? But then the policies here, it became.
Yes, we can hear you now. In between,
Am I audible? Yeah. So I resumed work with very mixed feeling in the sense I was rather more scared, what will happen, whether I'll be able to cope up, because it's a 6-month break, and, my peers would have, they're better off than me, and, in any projects, they know more than me. So I was a little skeptical, and I was actually scared when I joined back. And I joined back with a lot of fear and anxiety that what am I going to do? But, because my manager trusted me that I was capable enough to contribute, and the organization here emphasized on importance of fostering a supportive and a flexible work culture here. I really need not to negotiate with my manager around flexibility of working hours, or I can do limited travel. So everything was sorted for me in that sense. Most of the things which was challenging for a new mother was made easy for me, and that's why I was able to return back to my work. And I won't say that it was a very smooth ride. It was a roller coaster ride for me, but somehow I was able to manage. And my toddler is my newborn is a toddler now, so he's 20 months old now. And see, I strongly feel that not every woman get a second chance to rejoin, right? It's very difficult to reclaim your career back, and returning to work after a break it's difficult. And I'm really very happy that we have this program, and we are looking forward to work with the capable force like you, and I really appreciate that you all are here and thinking of joining back. Trust me, this is really a great place to work. And the most important thing which I would like to say and conclude here, that never give up, just believe on your potential. You can make it happen. So it's all on you, that how you manage and you make it happen. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. This is inspiring, Anjali. And we knew it is going to be. So overall, it has been a wonderful, wonderful session with the leaders of NPCI. Thank you, Anu, once again, Tania, Subrata, and Anjali for the wonderful insights. I can see it is like many questions are coming in. When Anjali was saying that it is never easy, I can see in the chat box people are saying that I am on a break. What can I do and all? So it's very real what is happening. So we will take some questions. I will request Hiral to, she has already filtered a few of the questions and raised those questions so that the panel members can respond to those. Hiral?
Sure. So most of the questions are centered around eligibility. Also, we have some questions like
Yes, I think we take up the eligibility question first, which goes to Tania, that they have said that why can we make it 9 years instead of 5 years? No? Tania, will you take that?
Anu is answering to that
Okay, Anu
question.
is answering. Yes,
Please
yes.
take.
I'll try to answer. So this is a pilot for us also. This is a learning experience for us also. And therefore, at this stage, we have kept the break period to be 5 years. I'm seeing there's somebody mentioned 9 years, somebody even mentioned 12 years. Maybe ladies, the next phase of maternity, we would be able to expand the break. At this stage, we are keeping it at 5 years. Our apologies to those who would not be able to fit into this criteria. But hopefully we'll be able to come up, like I said, in next phase, some more inputs based on this current pilot experience, and then we can connect back again.
Someone has asked what would be the frequency of intake for eternity post the pilot. What is next?
Yeah, so pilot, like Tania mentioned, is supposed to be a 6-month internship program. And we are planning to start ASAP as soon as we can complete the whole selection process. Once this 6 months internship is completed, then based on the individual's performance and mutual agreement for a long-term role, we would like to consider some of the ladies for a full-time employment with NPCI. And that's the whole objective of starting with Returnity program, to enable such options for our lady colleagues.
There are some questions regarding, are there any non-tech roles such as business or market development or for MBA?
Yes, of course. Of course. I think we mentioned that for tech roles, it is BE and BTech mandatory, but there are multiple non-tech roles, like you mentioned, in business development, relationship management, a lot of enabling functions. There we are saying BE, BTech is preferred. Having a technology education is preferred, but it's not mandatory. So there are roles where we are looking for, say, business administration, or maybe other professional qualifications like CA, CS. So those are also open, and we are open to those applications. Please do apply.
There are also questions regarding how do women upskill to qualify for NPCI?
Right, so it depends on the role. I'm not very sure if I can give a generic answer to it. But for example, for an HR function, having experience in fintech industry will be preferred, because you will have some line of sight of how the industry functions, and therefore what are the expectations
from an HR function, but it's not mandatory. It's definitely not mandatory. If you are skilled in your core area of work, then even non-fintech experience is good. And at this stage, we are open to all such applications. Please do apply. There would be a selection process, and subject to your clearing the selection process, we would be more than happy to work with you all.
There is a question about when they can expect a call for interview.
Okay, yeah. So we wanted to do this webinar to allow some of these questions and clarifications to be answered, responded, and then give ladies a little more window to apply, those who are still thinking and are yet to apply. So typically, say sometime next week, we should be able to close the application window and then allow us typically a week's time. I wouldn't want to commit myself and then not meet those timelines. But overall, the process, the way we are planning is to try and complete it in October or definitely by early November, so that the engagement, the actual work, the assignments can start latest by 1st December, if not earlier. So if in case you have already applied to us, allow us another week or two, and you should hear back from us in next 2 weeks' time.
Thank you. I think we won't be able to take more questions, but we are collecting it from the back end. Thank you, Hiral. Farisha, I will request you to run the next poll because we have already extended 10 more minutes. Thank you, everyone, for bearing with us. And you let me know once you are done, Farisha.
%66% have answered. So can I end the poll now, Lanjana?
Yes, please. So thank you everyone, the attendees, for for your time and for your interaction and every step that we had planned. Thank you, Anu, once again, Tania, Subrata, for taking your time out and providing lots of clarity on NPCI, its policies, the Returnity program, the GFW community, and the journey from within. Thank you. And thank you, Anjali, for inspiring so many in the room today, because so many have gone through the similar kind of experience that you had gone through. So a big, big thank you from all of us from Aspire for Her. Stay safe and keep inspiring. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Nilanjana. And thank you all the ladies for joining the session. Special thanks to the entire Aspire for Her team and my colleagues Subrata and Anjali for sharing so openly and so candidly. Even though we work together, there are times when we have to connect on webinars like these to hear these personal experiences. So thank you so much for coming forward and sharing. And all the ladies who attended the webinar, I hope we were able to answer most of the questions, if not all. And we look forward to all your applications.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.